Tom. She knitted a storm up during that one there.
Oh, really? I know, you were really into it over there. I've been really liking it.
How much did growing up a redhead in sort of like country, or I assume country Australia,
Yeah.
how much did that predetermine your path into comedy?
Well, it meant that I started my life as an outsider. And because I never quite fit in. Which is why it's why I identify with Imran. I know what it's like to be a different kind. And, no, to be fair, where I grew up is a little bit strange because people always can't reconcile the fact that that I've got red hair and I'm an extrovert. I know, because people expect redheads to be introverted. They do. They expect redheads to be like, oh, stop it, you know. Or they expect redheads to be like, oh, don't touch me, leave me alone. But I'm quite I'm quite relaxed, you know. I don't mind being on stage here. This is good for me. And the reason why is where I grew up. It was really small. I grew up near Tampa Springs, and it's near Gunnedah, if you know where that is. Near Tamworth, near Sydney, it's near Byron. It's right here. It's on the other side of Bangalore, right there. And there's about 100 people there, and very small town. Has its own website though, and it's run by my auntie Helen. She's the webmaster, and that's not a joke. That's just a fact. But the website is just like the town. It hasn't been updated for 5 years. All the links go nowhere. And, click on accommodation, none. History, none. Restaurants, none. But growing up there is such a small town that there were like 36 kids at the local primary school, and they were all related to me. My best friend was my cousin, Ed, and his number was 67, ours was 26, our phone number, that was it. I had a friend whose phone number was 1, and but everyone had red hair, and thus we were the majority. We were actually in charge, which makes me extroverted, because we were the jocks, and I'm not joking. I used to beat up people with brown hair, looking weird. And there was one kid with brown hair, actually. We used to pick on him. Good on you, brown knob. Shithead. Chop top. We'd all laugh, you know, amongst ourselves in the shade. Look at him running around in the midday sun like a fuckwit. Look at him with his weird tan. Oh, look at me, my skin's consistent. Yeah, we were in charge.
As I look across 3 of the 4 panel members here, it appears as though if you were to look at the taboos of comedy, for example, if Tom was to stand up and do Islamic jokes, or if you were to stand up and knock redheads, or if both you and Tom were to stand up and knock women, there would be just this outrage.
Yeah.
And
yet, it'd be a good show, wouldn't it? If we just all just ripped in.
Yeah.
Didn't worry about it.
I just go historians. I've got a routine. I
Yeah. Manning Clark, Jeffrey Blaney, Michael Cathcart going to a pub.
It's good.
It's a really ace setup, isn't it? You can't wait to hear the punchline of that one.